Right, well, I'm Ross the Boss Burkinshaw, former super flyweight champion of England. I've been British title challenger at super flyweight, English bantamweight. I boxed for that too. We're just going to say champion. It was super flyweight I was champion at, and then I boxed for the Central Area title too. I've been beat by excellent fighters, so I'm not afraid of being beat, and I will go toe to toe with people. But I genuinely come out on top, and this fight coming up, I've been took a fight at short notice, 4 days notice, to fight Jason Cunningham from Doncaster, so it's local rivalry, and I'm ready to cause an upset. I'm ready to become bantamweight Commonwealth champion. Ryan was my hero growing up. There were lots of different heroes. I had Errol Graham, Paul Silky Jones, Clinton Woods, Nassim Ahmed, all from Sheffield. Sheffield's booming for boxing, and then I boxed for the British Army, and all those lads we used to watch, such as Ryan on telly, things like that. And then in 2010 I ended up boxing on Ryan's undercard, and it's just been, we've always known each other, so we've like been close, things like that. I've had the same sponsors as him in the past, and then when I left my trainer 8 or 9 months ago, well, coming up a year now, I needed someone to take me to that next level. Came and had a word with Ryan, because Curtis had told me that Ryan was training him, and here we are today fighting for the Commonwealth title, and I have improved on. I had mistakes, I won. I had lots of things what I needed to do right, and Ryan's put them right, I believe.
He's ready, he's more than ready. I mean, Ross came to me, I think probably a year ago now, and it was just about tweaking a few little things with Ross. It wasn't about changing his style, it was just about tweaking a few little things. I think because he'd fought for so long as his style, in his style, there was no point in trying to change in what he does. It was just about tweaking a few things, just making sure that he was an all-round better fighter. Even before I started training Ross, I watched Ross's career from him starting out, and the thing with Ross is, he's such a small kid with such a big heart, and in fights, Ross is one of them fighters where if he gets hit with a good shot or he gets caught with a good shot, the first thing Ross thinks is to get him back, get his opponent back, and it's all about, you know, holding Ross back. You know, when he got caught with them good shots, making Ross think, you know what, no point in trying to go and attack because I might be a little bit shaken up, I might be a little bit dazed. Might as well go for a walk and try and get them extra 5 or 10 seconds, try and recover, and then get back into my game plan. So it's all about taking, to be fair, Ross's balls away from him. That's what it was about. There's no one in this game with bigger balls than Ross, and it's all about taking them away and using his boxing brain a little bit more rather than his brawn. So using his brain and using his tactics and sticking to tactics. And the last 3 fights I've had with Ross, he's stuck to game plans, he's stuck to tactics, and he's never done that in fights before. Like I said, once Ross got caught with a good shot, the first thing he thought was attack. So it's all about, you know, just controlling his aggression and like you said, just sticking to game plans and sticking to tactics. To be fair, I had heard of Jason Cunningham. I've not seen much of him apart from, you know, until we got the nod that he was fighting for the title against Jason. I started looking on YouTube. He's a good fighter. You can't take that away from him. He's had 12 fights. He's won 12 fights. He's stopped 4 inside the distance, I think it is. So he's a good fighter, but it's a fight where I do believe Ross Burkinshaw can win, and if I didn't believe that, Ross wouldn't be fighting Saturday, because the last year we've come a long way with Ross, and there were no point in chucking Ross in with someone who I didn't believe he could win, who Dennis Hobson didn't believe he could win, and chucking this last year away because of what, you know, the progress Ross has been making. So we looked at the fight, and before we agreed, we had a good look at Jason Cunningham on YouTube and through his record and his who he'd boxed, who he'd got rid of. And like I said, we wouldn't have took this fight if we really didn't truly believe that Ross Burkinshaw could become Commonwealth champion this weekend. I think the thing is, because Ross hasn't been, you know, active, apart from the last 3 fights, he's been really active. But before that, He was plagued with injury. I don't think Ross was enjoying boxing back, before he joined me. I think he joined me, and I think the sport came back again. I remember being down at the Ingles for 22 years, and probably 2-3 years prior to that, I wasn't enjoying boxing. I wasn't enjoying going training. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. And when I left Brendan's to come and join Dave Caldwell here where we are today, training at Caldwell Boxing, the sport came back and I started enjoying training again. I enjoyed coming to the gym, not knowing what I was going to do because it was a new environment, it was new different training methods, and I believe that's what's happened with Ross. The spark's come back again with Ross. He's enjoying training. He loves coming to the gym with the other lads and going supporting the other lads. He's a boxing guy again now. He's loving boxing and he's enjoying training, and I think that's a massive difference with Ross in his previous fights.
So both these guys are fighting as challengers. It's a vacant title tomorrow night. So first we'll bring to the scales his very own reigning English champion, undefeated as a professional, former ABA champion, Jason Cunningham.
Happy days, G!
8 stone 5 ounces.
8 stone 5 and 5 ounces! And next we have former English champion, also British title challenger, Ross Burkinshaw from Sheffield.
8 stone 5 4 ounces.
8 stone 5 and 4 ounces. Well done, Ross. Well done, boys. Look forward. Well done, lads.
Well, definitely the biggest fight of my career. It's been an absolute roller coaster of a week, to say for the last 10 weeks it's supposed to be Martin Ward. Monday night we get a phone call, he's pulled out, so as you can imagine my head's all over the place thinking my opportunity's gone there. Dennis and Steffi managed to turn it around. Really grateful to both of those two guys for turning it around, and fair play to Ross Burkinshaw for stepping in at short notice. Obviously we're fighting the week after anyway, so he's in good shape as we've seen on scales today, so looking forward to it, looking forward to seeing what he brings. But one thing for certain, there's no way I am leaving the Doncaster Dome tomorrow night without that Commonwealth title. It's simple as that. Sure. He's going to come and fight. Obviously, I've watched a couple of clips of him. He fought Gavin McDonnell. I know that was super bantamweight, and he's very game opponent. And he comes all action. So yeah, we'll have a look at him. Obviously, we've not had a lot of time to study him because of everything that's gone on this week. So I'll just use my boxing ability. Show my class, and I'll be far too much for him on the night.
We had a bit of heartache. Obviously, Jason's original opponent was a guy named Martin Ward from County Durham, and we had a phone call on Monday night saying he were ill, and he went out of the fight. So obviously, Jason's been training for 9 weeks, lived at my house for the last 3 weeks, put his heart and soul into everything, and this was a big fight. Commonwealth title is a major title in boxing. And this Martin Ward who we were fighting is ranked number 13 at world by the IBF. So that's how big this fight was. There was a world ranking at stake, and obviously a major title. And to have the news that this were off was devastating for me as a manager and Jason's trainer. Even worse for him, wondering what's happening. So yeah, that fight were off. So what can we do? We were like, doing overtime as brain, and we had a meeting the day after, myself, Dennis and his team and some of my team, and we sat down, see what we come up with, and we were on phones all day. And something that made logical sense, Dennis manages Ross Burkinshaw. Ross were fighting the week after, so already fit in the gym. So it was just logical that Ross is a good fighter, been there and done it, fought for major titles, been an English champion, coming off the back of 3 wins. It was just logical. If we put the fight to Ross, if he were interested, this could well be a possibility to make the fight. And what made it even better, Ward's team agreed to vacate the title for Ross versus Jason to happen, along as the winner would fight Martin Ward next. So yeah, we've got a Commonwealth title fight, 2 local kids, Jason being a Doncaster man, Ross being a Sheffield man in a local derby, a big Yorkshire derby for the major title, so it's dead exciting.
There were a lot of things that had to come together. We had to ask a favour of Martin Ward, the champion, to relinquish as long as the deal was that he could fight the winner. And then we've got to find a credible opponent who's going to be fit enough, who's got a fight coming up. And I've got another event the week after, so it just fell into place. I've got Ross Burkinshaw, who's operating at bantamweight. He were in a 6th rounder, but he's always in great shape anyway, so it all fell into place. So you need a little bit of luck, but we managed to pull that together. It's a co-event, co-promotion that I'm doing with Steffi Bull from Doncaster. I've worked with Steffi before, with the world champion Jamie McDonald. I promoted some of Steffi's fights towards the end of his promotional career. So it's come together very, very well, and quite excited about it. I think it just showcases the talent that's coming from South Yorkshire. I think you've got to keep that bubbling. I think it's a hotbed, and I keep saying that, I get bored in saying it probably, but you know, the football gets all the back pages of the national papers, and what do we win at football? We keep getting let down by a national team, and locally in South Yorkshire we're not pulling any trees up. Doncaster got relegated last year, but at boxing it's something that we win at on a regular basis. We win titles, and here in South Yorkshire we've won titles on a regular basis. We've had quite a few world champions coming from South Yorkshire, so it's a hotbed, so we want to keep that going.
If you ask majority of fighters, the hardest part is the dieting and you know, watching what you eat, being disciplined, and not being able to eat certain foods, certain sweets and things like that. And like I say, if you ask most fighters, the hardest part is making weight. Ross has just made weight, and now it's about going out, fueling up, eating the right kinds of food, and just enjoying his next 24 hours.
Everything's gone perfect. Woke up this morning on weight, so I've managed to have a bit of breakfast, my coffee with coconut oil as per usual. So everything's just gone to a normal day, and I've just weighed in at 8 stone 5, 4 ounce. So I'm under the 8 stone 6 limit. Can't wish for better than that. All our team's confident, we're all confident, no predictions. It's boxing, anything can happen, but I know my prediction is I'll leave it with that belt tomorrow night. Commonwealth champion Ross the Boss Burkinshaw from Sheffield. Can't wait to hear it. I'm excited now.